these crazy ass liberals, they have stooped so damn low, excuse my language. But for them to sit up here and make fun of the president having COVID, making fun of him and Melania, is so damn sad. And I hate to talk like this, but this shit needs to stop. Making fun of the president for having COVID and then sitting up here wishing death upon him. You don't wish death on nobody. I don't give a damn if you don't like President Trump. You don't wish death on nobody. I don't like Joe Biden, but I'm not about to wish death on him. I don't like AOC, but I'm not about to wish death on her. That's not how I roll. That's not how you should roll. We should be praying for our leader. You don't make fun of somebody dying. I don't care. I wouldn't wish death on my worst enemy. You people are sick. Shame on you people for wishing death on our leader. Do y'all not know how crazy that is? Why would you want your leader to fall? Answer my damn question. Why would you want your leader to fall? Why would you want your leader to die? Why? Explain to me how that makes sense. Explain to me how that's not evil. That shit is downright evil. Disgusting. Despicable.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you just had the displeasure of hearing, and probably your ears are bleeding, and I'll understand why, because it was hard for me to get through this as well. But first off, shout out to Caressa for tagging me in this, and I kind of almost wish that she hadn't, but I said, let me just go ahead and discuss this. In case y'all do not know who y'all just had the dishonorable pleasure of having to listen to for the last almost 3 minutes, that was none other than Terrence K. Williams. The K can replace the C for Coon in this instance. Now, I've talked about him a few times on my channel, but I've never done a commentary about him. So as you can see, he is very upset that people are talking about 45 and saying all these things about 45, and you know, with him getting the woo woo, and he's mad, he's upset. This is actually the most intense I've ever heard him talk, but it's interesting. All I could do was sit there and laugh at him, because who's taking Terrence K. Williams seriously? Like, the guy is short too. He has a Napoleon complex. Like, I remember seeing a picture of him standing at a podium and he could barely see over the thing. If I can find a picture of it, I'll insert it in here somewhere. And it's just, the guy's pathetic. He's pathetic. Like, he has even done videos where he took pieces of chicken and rubbed it on his shoulder, on his arm, and eat it, and had palm colored people saying how wonderful he is. Like, he is literally the definition, a prime definition of a Sambo minstrel debacle. I don't even want to call it a show. He's a debacle. He's a whole circus clown that escaped the 3-ring circus, and he's proud of that. I remember seeing a tweet one time from him where he tried to come at 45's niece because she was basically airing out 45's dirty laundry, just basically saying things we already knew, but we'll take it from her because, you know, that's family, so she would know that, and then some stuff that we don't know, and then try to come at her neck and try to say, you know, I would be a more better fit of being a better family member to 45 than she ever could be. Like, he actually thinks in his mind that he is related to the Trumps. I remember he went to some kind of an event that was in, I think, DC, and he got so excited because 45 shook his hand, as if 45 didn't shake anybody else's hand that night, and he felt so emancipated. You would have think that he got touched by an angel that day. Like, the guy is pathetic. He is one of the worst forms of coons, that, and as if there can be a best form of them, but he's one of the worst forms of coonism I have ever had to witness in my life. And y'all just got an example. Y'all just got a little dash, a hint of his behavior. Like if you go onto any video and just type his name in on YouTube, Terrence K. Williams, he does worse than this. I know y'all are probably saying, ooh, how can he top himself being worse than that? Trust and believe me, he can. He has videos of him eating fried chicken, got grease all around his lips, spitting all over the place, sounding like a black Donald and Daffy Duck. Got that heavy lisp, and I will not be surprised if he is a member of that academy. Like, he just gives me rainbow rod riding vibes. That's what I sense from him. That's the aura that he gives out. But that aside, he's just not a good person. He's not he has no likable traits. Like, he has I don't see how people gravitate towards him, but we know who he's tap dancing for, and we know who he was talking to when he made that video. But let's be real here. I've seen more palm colored people wishing ill will toward 45 than black people, to be quite honest. Black people, we like, it is what it is. It's just karma at the end of the day. But I haven't seen a black person really say, oh, I hope he dies, or anything like that. You may have a couple out there, but not quite like PC. But see, he gets put in place of them, or in front of them, to be their mouthpiece, much like the Coonstras and Brandon Fakem and all the rest of them. That's all they will do. And like I said on Twitter, he's scared of his position being destroyed. He knows, as well as the Coonstras and all those other ones that are like him, they know that if something happens to 45, you think Mike Pence is going to keep him around? If Mike Pence had to take power and become the president of the United States of America, do you think Mike Pence is going to keep them around? Mike Pence will probably clean house. He ain't going to let them stay around, and that's why they're upset. That's what it boils down to. They are scared that their time is almost winding down. It is almost time for them to pack their bags and move out of the big house and back to the plantation. But you know what? They can't come back over here. They gonna have to become some nomads, go live out in the wilderness somewhere, carve out yourself a little section over there, and that'll be your lot in life, because you can't come back over here. To be honest, with that mindset, I don't even think many of you were ever here to begin with. But like I said, y'all just got a little taste of Terrence K. Coon Williams. He really believes the stuff that comes out of his mouth. He really wants his if he could go and change his last name to Trump, he would do it in a heartbeat. No questions asked. He would do it. That's the type of person that he is. If you don't believe me, go onto his Twitter page, and I advise you to go at your own risk. I kid you not. One time, I think it was George Lopez or something like that, had tweeted something about 45 that he did not like. He literally, for like an entire hour or almost an entire day, spammed his own timeline with anti-George Lopez stuff and saying how he needs to have this done to him. He needs to not work in Hollywood no more. I think the same thing happened with T.I. Here's the thing. If anybody who is of prominence says anything bad about 45, this guy, I kid you not, will spam his own Twitter timeline saying all kinds of negative things about that one person and try to rally his little minions, who are mainly palm colored, who are only there to laugh at him and not laugh with him, to try to get this person quote unquote canceled. But he'll probably be the same person that will say cancel culture is so leftist, it's so liberal, and it's very anti-right, and all types of other crap that he could come up with. That's him. I kid you not. I'm not even embellishing anything I'm saying. I'm not even closely to over exaggerating what I'm talking about. Those who have seen his page know exactly what I'm talking about. But y'all just got a glimpse of Terrence K. Williams crying. That's basically, he might as well have been crying. And that's why I made this a triple P. I thought it was funny, but I had to add in my little piece of seriousness about him at the end. There's so much more I could go in about this guy, It's so much more I could say, but I think y'all pretty much get the picture.